driver, son of a digger. You're watching Rod Rod's Championship League.
What's going on, everybody? Project Rod here. It is time for freestyle here in World Finals 1. Steel Titan and the Black Pearl is your best trick champion. Here in World Finals 1, he's a tour champion and a World Finals champion, just like Matt Johnson. And things are going to be interesting as it is time for freestyle, the competition everyone's been waiting for, and the final competition of this event right here. These are the rules. 2 minutes for freestyle starts when you hit your first obstacle or first move. It has to last at least 45 seconds. To receive a score, anything less will be a DNF. If your truck flips, your run is over. Hitting walls or barriers will result in a point deduction. Keep that in mind. That's going to play a big part in this event. Now, judging for freestyle, every single move counts. Momentum is key. Caps will be set on all moves, so that way no one comes out and does 5-6 backflips in a run. We're going to discourage that. And any awkward, unrealistic flips or spamming will result in point deduction. So keep that in mind when looking at these runs. So let's get started with freestyle here in Death Valley. From Saxony, Germany, Firefly and Gravedigger the Legend. And this is one of the guys that everybody has their eyes on. This guy right here had the highest freestyle average out of all 19 competitors this season. So it's going to be very interesting to see his approach here in World Finals and see what he can do right here using that rear steer to his benefit. And look at the amazing air for Gravedigger the Legend. And he's going to come out and throw out everything possible to come out on top with a championship. And again, right here, look at this front flip. Can he land it? Yes, beautifully executed by Firefly. Now going back to best trick, it was a tough one. And look at this, a reverse bicycle. And he's slowly mastering that move. I'm looking forward to see if he comes back for season 2 to see if he expands on that even more. Right here, a beautiful back flip. Yes, he can land it. Minute left in his run, just over a minute. But again, going back to best trick, almost getting a double right here. But enough momentum to get it into a moonwalk, so beautifully executed. He's pulling out all the stops. He's coming out with everything right now. I can't even talk about best trick. That's what I'm trying to do. But going back to best trick, had a phenomenal first attempt, monumental first attempt. But unfortunately, again, each attempt is scored individually. You got to keep that in mind. So not one attempt is going to win you the entire thing. Both attempts have to be skillful, clean, and look at his nose wheelie. He's steering it. He's guiding it around the track. Beautifully executed. And using the concrete crush cars to get a front flip. This guy is going off here in World Finals 1. Holy cow, man. This guy is going for it. Last 10 seconds of his run. Some trouble here. Can he save it? Yes! A beautiful save for Firefly and Gravedigger the Legend as he's continuing the run. And right there, time is up. So, what is the score going to be for our first competitor of freestyle? And he's going to park it on top of that obstacle there. So right here, a replay of his run. Some highlights and beautiful highlights all the way around. Starting it off with a nose wheelie, following up later on with a front flip. Right here, this back flip. And right here, this is what really amazed me, is the nose wheelie, and he's guiding it around the track. And right here, this beautiful save to end the run. So your score for Firefly is a 9.034.
From Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's April Summers in Monster Jam. And again, following up on Firefly, a fantastic score, phenomenal run to start off this competition, but 13 more trucks to go. One of those 13 is April Summers, who is a force to be reckoned with. And she's back and forth all season long. Look at this right here, a kind of an awkward flip, almost corkscrew, if you will, not going for some cross threads here. But back and forth season. She had some wow factors, she had some down moments. But she's here in World Finals in the main field lineup. And some huge air there, almost clearing it. Going for the container now. Nicely done. Loving to see that Mercury mutt body, if you will. But some trouble here. Can she balance it? No, she's on her side. Can she throttle out? Yes, she's going to go into some sidewalls here. Breakdancing into a save, possibly using the containers to her advantage. and back on all 4 tires. But again, kind of a back and forth season. Another backflip in this area right there. All those jumps, somehow you manage to get a backflip one way or another. Huge air right there. And an awkward angle hit, but enough momentum to get back on all 4s. But she was battling. Little Drift 912 and Monster went up until the final stop of Tour Blue. Final competition and the final stop of Tour Blue Freestyle is what really gave her spot here in the World Finals main lineup. Got just barely skated by 1 point over Little Drift 912, and I kind of touched on this in the LCQ and during qualifying. It was a close battle. Not only were we watching the top, but we were watching the bottom as well to see what the main field lineup was going to look like. And it was quite a battle, but she's here. She proved herself, and so far she has a great run. About 20 seconds left. And really at this point in time, all I can say is she could use a really good wow factor here to wow the crowd and get something going. Look at this huge sky wheelie. Nicely done. See what else she can finish the run with. Kind of a corkscrew backflip, over-rotating, and on her lid. And that's going to be it for April Summers in Monster Jam. As we take a look at her highlights, starting off her run right off the bat with a wheelie. Balancing it as best as possible. And then right here, this awkward corkscrew backflip. Pretty well done. Another backflip off these containers here. And honestly, a great run. Good momentum, but is it going to be enough to beat Gravedigger the Legend and Firefly, who's your current leader, and her score is an 8.701. From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, it's the Fireball himself, the San Diego himself, Daniel Murray in Northern Nightmare. And Daniel, before I touch up on him, a great score for April. Unfortunately, not enough to take the lead, just shy by about half a point or so. But Daniel here, starting off huge with a huge slap wheelie, and then this huge air right here. Thought it was going to be a front flip and straight into a back flip right off the bat. So going for it, just like Gravedigger the Legend did, just going full throttle in and hitting it with everything you've got so far. Right here, slap wheelie, and thought he was going to get a front flip, but no, managed to control it in the air. And, it's a huge risk to do a front flip early on. So he's being careful right here, trying to combo the bicycle into a nose wheelie, and he did just briefly. Going for a huge sky wheelie, and just look at the angle. Perfectly done, perfect execution, perfect landing. Going for a backflip now, nicely done. He's going for it. Wondering if he's even let off the throttle yet. I mean, this guy is all over the track, just hitting everything as possible. Beautiful front flip, yes! Landing hard on the front end, but able to save the truck, no problem. And he's just going for it. Daniel wants to come out of here with some sort of championship. He's had an off stop 5. Unfortunately, that's really what killed his chances at being a tour champion. And didn't have the best qualifying, didn't have the best racing. Best trick did not go his way. In some trouble here. No, a beautiful save. Best trick did not go his way as that went to Steel Titan. So he's coming here for freestyle and trying to do something before the season ends and come out with a championship right here, a beautiful wheelie. So, I mean, he's pulling out all the stops here. And if I'm Gravedigger the Legend and Firefly, I am sweating a little bit because this is turning out to be a phenomenal run. 20 seconds left. Going to try to combo it here. Nose wheelie. Thought he was going to go for a flip there. Kind of what Black Pearl did. Beautiful wheelie. Yet again, a power wheelie across the track. Last few seconds. Seeing what else he has in store for us before this run ends. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This is going to be the final move, and look at this. A front flip. Oh, I didn't even know how he managed that. So Daniel going absolutely crazy in World Finals here in Death Valley, hitting all the stops. Again, look at this beautiful sky wheelie. Just the air, the front flip here, this beautiful front flip, and then the front flip to end his run right here. I don't even know how he managed that. And the scores are coming in. Your score for Northern Nightmare is a 9.481. We have a new leader. From Paragould, Arkansas, your World Finals 1 racing champion and Tour Violet champion, Matt Johnson and Max D. I can't even finish the title before he starts his run. I mean, this guy is very well awarded so far this season. Tour champion, undefeated racing champion in the regular season, in World Finals, fastest qualifier, racing champion. And look at this, beautiful sidewalls, balancing it all nose. You love to see it. And best trick didn't go his way. Again, that going to Black Pearl and Steel Titan. But he is definitely here to prove that he's also a freestyler. Has one freestyle win on the season, and it came at the very last stop, somewhat of a celebratory run to celebrate his tour championship. So I'm sure he'd love to come out with a freestyle championship to match that racing championship, but he has to go through Daniel's fantastic run, and that's going to be a tough run to beat. Again, a 9.4, what is it, 418 or 81, and regardless, 9.4, that is tough to beat, but Matt Johnson can definitely do it if he can just pull out a phenomenal run out of his hat. And so far, so good. Great momentum, great moves, but he could use a few more wow factors here. Nice backflip, comboing it with a moonwalk. And he must hear me. He must hear me over that engine of his, because I just said he needs another wow factor, and he pulled that trick out, that combo. So great so far by Matt Johnson and Max D. And wouldn't expect any less from a Tour Violet champion. Again, the racing championship was a phenomenal one. And look at this, gunning it in reverse to save the truck. That is great driver awareness, and just knowing what to do and when to do it to keep that truck on all four tires. Going for the backflip, not quite enough, landing hard on the back end, or the front end, but right here using the race lane to his advantage, trying to get a breakdance save here, and he will. And right there, that is the end of his run. So now the question is this going to be enough as he's coming to a stop here of his run? Is this going to be enough as we take a look at his highlights here, and starting off with a reverse flip there off of that center pod, these beautiful sidewalls where he balanced it on the nose, a backflip off of the containers in the back there. And overall, a great run. And it's going to be a tough one, but I'm not entirely sure if we'll have a new leader. But your score for Max D is an 8.777. Another one of our Texas residents, it's Toucan Plays in Avenger. And seeing what he has in store for us today, hasn't had the best of luck so far here in World Finals. And maybe Freestyle will turn things around here. Going to start off here, off of the race lane with a nice slap wheelie, balancing it on one tire, and continuing the run so far. Needs to slow down, avoid that wall, and luckily he will. Again, let me remind everybody, hitting the walls or barriers will result in a point deduction, point penalty, if you will. And look at this huge air. Can he clear it? Yes, he's going to clear it. Off the center pod, over here by the race lane area, and some trouble here. No, nice short save for Toucan. And again, pretty consistent all season long, managed to stay in the middle of the leaderboards to ensure his spot in World Finals. And he's here now, hoping to come out with at least a Freestyle Championship at the moment. But again, Daniel Murray and Northern Nightmare is the truck and driver in his way. So, and we're going to see what happens. Nice bicycle here. Thought he was going to go for a backflip over here. I'm just, at this point, with how much we've seen it so far, I'm really looking forward to see if anybody else tries to do it. Because it was just such a fantastic move to see a lot of these drivers do. Matt Johnson, Steel Titan, and who else? Dragon, I believe. Maybe even, did Cecily 96 do it? I don't think so. But still just phenomenal to see all these drivers do it. And I'm just still in awe over just the pure talent, the raw skill and talent that everybody in this lineup has. And it's just amazing to watch. But again, Avenger here, some nice donuts. 30 seconds left in his run. Really needs to pick it up. Not so far, nothing too crazy. And if he wants to beat Daniel's score, he really needs to come out swinging. And right here, that's not what he wanted to happen, leaving 20 seconds on the clock. And that's going to hurt him as well, as leaving time on the clock will result in a point deduction as well. We want to ensure that everybody uses the 2 minutes fully, entirely, as much as possible in order to get the most fair score. And taking a look at his highlights here again, I don't see this taking the lead, unfortunately, as it was a great run, great momentum, but I don't think it was enough. And again, leaving those 20 seconds is going to hurt him. So your score for Avenger is 5.588. From Daytona Beach, Florida, it's your last chance qualifier winner, Nova Strider and Crush Station. And let's see what the Monster Lobster has in store for us here in freestyle. Huge sky wheelie leading straight to a backflip. Some trouble here. No man's land, going to gun it in reverse to avoid a penalty. And seeing what she has in store for us today, the last chance qualifier winner. Phenomenal feat and pretty well in racing. And look at her going for a double backflip. So mastering the move, just showing everybody that she deserves to be here. And she's if she can keep this going, I don't know, she can give Daniel a run for his money, kind of swimming across there, crawfishing, if you will, to that center pond, waving at the crowd in that sky wheelie there. Nicely done, a nice touch. And right here, that backflip, saving it on all fours. But again, just kind of showing everybody that she deserves to be here, and she does. She's slowly improved so far and throughout the season. I mean, it's night and day. The Nova Strider of Stop 1 and the Nova Strider of World Finals. I mean, she's improved pretty well, and I'm looking forward to see her return possibly in Season 2. And right now, so far, a great run. Trouble here, no, managing to save it. Nicely done. Thought I was worried about what she was going to do going into those containers, but a nice whip around save, if you will. And Nova again, again, your LCQ winner. Qualifying didn't go too bad, and racing made it to round 2, if I'm not mistaken. So pretty good so far. Best trick didn't go her way. Not a problem. Here's freestyle. So far, she's having a great run, but kind of slowing down a bit. This right here, going for some cross threads, but not sure what she's doing here. Kind of, I don't want to say she's wasting some time, but that's some valuable time right there, kind of getting stuck on that obstacle, so that may hurt her. Oh no, and right here, going end over end, over her nose, that nose wheelie just landing it on the roof and leaving 15 seconds on the clock. So as I mentioned, for Avenger, there will be deductions or penalties for leaving time on the clock, so that may hurt her. But again, it was a phenomenal run from the start. A little bit of a slowdown there in the last 30, 40 seconds or so, and then again, unfortunately, losing it in the last 15 seconds on the run. So your score for Nova Strider and Crustacean is a 7.273. From Houston, Texas, it's Cecily 96 and the Lucas Stabilizer. And again, finishing third in Tour Blue. I mean, she had everything that it took to be a Tour champion, and we're starting right off the bat, a huge backflip, comboing it with a wheelie. But again, as I mentioned time and time again, Megalodon and Black Pearl were where everybody's eyes were, and they were just running away with the competition. And this is, I'm sure, what she wanted to do during Best Trick, getting that wheelie into a forward momentum backflip off that center pod. So phenomenal. A phenomenal start for Lucas Stabilizer, and we may see a rival to that of Daniel Murray's run. Huge air running into this obstacle here. Thought that was going to be trouble, but no, managed to get out of it perfectly, executing that perfectly. But again, she had everything that it took to be a Tour champion, but unfortunately, again, Megalodon and Steel Titan, at least in terms of racing and qualifying, just had that down pack. And Megalodon, of course, taking those Best Trick wins. Steel Titan taking those Best Trick wins. I mean, they were on top of their game in Season 1, so she had quite a bit of competition. And right here, some trouble. Can she save it? A breakdance save it. She will save it with a minute left in her run. And I'm sure she'd love to come out on top with a Freestyle Championship right now. She's rivaling that of Daniel Murray. Again, if I'm Daniel, I'm sweating right now in that hot seat. Firefly had the same moment when Daniel was out, and now it's Daniel's turn. And some trouble here, possibly. Can she save it? Yes. Enough momentum, throttling it out at the last second to get grip on that front tire and getting back on all fours. Huge air here. And of course, giving our drone angles a bit of spotlight here, giving the cameramans a break, all the cameramen a break across the stadium using our drone this time around for the last few runs. So nicely, a nice way to get some great footage here. But coming down to the last 10 seconds or so of her run, and no! So leaving 10 seconds, unfortunately, on the clock. So that may hurt her score. That may be the difference between her and Daniel Murray at the moment, as Daniel filled every single second of those 2 minutes until the very end. And Lucas Stabilizer here, phenomenal run, great momentum, but those 10 seconds could hurt her. Again, not filling the clock is your worst enemy here, especially in World Finals. So your score for Lucas Stabilizer is a 9.058. From Baltimore, Maryland, it's Riley Strider, Blue Thunder. And Riley Strider starting off immediately with some donuts here. And one of the top freestylers of the Season 2
Freestyle wins of the season, in the season, regular season. Beautiful backflip there. And honestly, one of the ones to keep an eye on for here in Freestyle in World Finals. Again, Daniel Murray holding the lead. And this guy right here can definitely take that right here, going into some crazy sidewalls, breakdancing it, and getting it into a wheelie. Nicely done here by Riley Strider. But again, more than capable of taking a win here in Freestyle. Again, as I've mentioned time and time again, I've constantly mentioned Brutus and Andrew Garcia, but Riley Strider here, another one that I've mentioned in the past that I have my eye on, and quite a few others as well for a Freestyle Championship. If he can keep this crazy momentum going with some wow factors, he may give Daniel Murray a run for his money. Beautiful front flip right there. Another wheelie into that obstacle and another front flip. All right, let's go, Riley. Nicely done whipping that truck around. So back-to-back front flips. Nicely done. Huge sky wheelie there. And Riley putting on an amazing freestyle run so far. See if he can follow up with some more. He just needs to keep his momentum going. Nice backflip. Hard on that container, but still able to continue the run, no problem. Huge sky wheelie yet again right here. Caught in the wheelie. Will we get another front flip? And we will. Beautifully executed by Riley Strider. Seeing what else he has in store for us. Roughly 15 seconds left on the clock. Going for a bicycle straight to the center pod. And flipping forward. Hard hit on the chassis there. As he's stuck in the throttle here. Can he save it? Yes. Still stuck in the throttle. Heading towards the backflip containers. Banging it really hard and landing on the side. No, the crush cars bring him back on all fours. So, a very hard hit for Riley Strider on the chassis there. That was tough. Taking a look at a replay here. Now, the question is this going to be enough to beat Daniel's score at the moment? It's going to be a close call. And I'm sure it's going to take a lot of extra looking here for the judges. But these scores are coming in. For Blue Thunder, a 9.198, just shy of taking the lead.
Up next, the man with the beats from Connecticut. It's MMJ Producer and Alien Invasion. And again, another one of those drivers that has plenty potential to come out and do something fantastic, going for a reverse flip right off the bat. And again, I've mentioned time and time again, a fantastic driver, but unfortunately overshadowed by those others in the tour that just barely one-upped him. You know, he's come in second place quite a few times, and I'm sure he'd like to come into first place, but right here is some trouble as he's somersaulting into the wall there. So the run will continue, but of course, as mentioned already, there will be some sort of point deduction for that. So luckily he's good. He didn't go up and over into the crowd. Everything seems to be okay, working fine, but definitely a worrisome moment, if you will. But again, he will continue the run, and as I was saying, just, you know, all season long, he's been, you know, in top, I say second place constantly, you know, top 2, 3, and especially in freestyle. I mean, he's had some phenomenal runs right there, some fantastic air. Now going to combo it with a backflip, but unfortunately overshadowed by others who win the competitions right there. Reverse move, so nice way to be unique, but definitely one that we were looking forward to. And again, another one hitting that wall, so that's definitely going to affect his score, unfortunately pretty negatively. But again, we'll continue the run. So MMJ, I wasn't sure what he was going to do there. I was waiting for something, because then I'm left speechless and I'm just mumbling like crazy. Going over the concrete crush cars now, just shy over 20 seconds left. So wondering what else he has in store for us. And overall a great season, and looking forward to see what he has in store for us if there is a return for him in season 2. And look at the air, completely clearing it, spinning out, going straight for the containers. And that's going to be it. I believe time is up for Alien Invasion, so a wild ending to his run, and he's going to end it there. So taking a look at his highlights, the reverse flip to start off the run, and again, unfortunately, look at this huge air. Unfortunately, there were 2 times, and you know, one of them being pretty major, where he hit the wall, so of course that will hurt his score. So we await for these scores to come in right here, that crazy ending. But the score for Alien Invasion is a 6.722. From Pamplona, Navarra, Spain, it's Pilor 89 in Megalodon. See what he has in store for us. I think the key for him in this run, if he wants to score well, would be to avoid very lengthy two-wheel skill or best trick moves, such as, you know, super long bicycles, super long nose wheelies. That's kind of been what's hurt him in the past. A great freestyler, but unfortunately over time it seems like he tends to drag on these bicycles and everything, and it kind of kills the time, and it's fantastic, very skillful, very hard to pull off. Again, he is one of the best this season at bicycles and those two-wheel moves. But unfortunately, you know, when it comes to freestyle, you got to do much more than that. You got to save those moves for best trick. And right here, a beautiful front flip. You can see the nose kind of wanting to come off now. Look at the truck, looks a little goofy, if I'm being honest. I love it. But again, a phenomenal driver, just shy of a Tour Championship. He led it all the way since stop 2. So nice combo there, using those concrete crush cars to your advantage. But led it since stop 2 all the way until stop 5, until freestyle. When not even freestyle, he was still leading it. It was until that event championship, those 5 crucial bonus points that were given, if you will, to the event championship, or the event champion of that stop. That unfortunately was his undoing and what cost him the Tour Championship, but a very capable driver. And again, another truck that we're looking forward to a return here for season 2. And look at the air. He's going to clear it. Yes. Beautifully executed, comboing it straight into a backflip. And he is definitely going with a different approach here in World Finals. I think he slowly has learned from the past with the other freestyle runs right here. Twirling it on the back tires. Last few seconds left. Looks like, oh, I thought he was going to end it with some donuts, but no, he's going to end it right there. So that's going to be the end of Megalodon's run. So taking a look at his highlights here, honestly, a great run. And again, avoiding those lengthy bicycles, those lengthy nose wheelies and everything. I mean, those have been his undoing so far in the last few stops of the of Tour Blue of the regular season. So he's definitely switching it up here and adding more variety right here. That spin on the back tires. But your score for Megalodon is an 8.284. From Apple Valley, California, it's kind of fluffy and Gravedigger. Another guy we have our eyes on specifically in freestyle. Again, and that's the thing. I keep saying this for a lot of drivers, but I mean, there's so much talent in this lineup. In terms of freestyle, look at this massive backflip. The tallest, highest backflip we've seen all season. Ridiculous. And going straight for a double immediately. So that is a way to state your presence here in World Finals Freestyle. And this is why I said this guy is definitely one to keep your eyes on, as well as many other drivers. I mean, the talent alone in this tour is just something else. It's phenomenal. And look, almost a kickflip, if you will, with a monster truck. You never thought you'd see the day that something like that would happen. Intentional or not, that was still fantastic. Oh, hard hit on that jump there, kind of sending him sideways, but able to save the truck. So a lot going on here within the first 45 seconds of his run. And he does have a freestyle win on the season, so he's kind of showing everybody why right there. A beautiful front flip, comboing it with a wheelie. Oh, and some trouble here, tapping the wall a bit, so that may hurt him. In the grand scheme of things, still a fantastic run, but we do take those deductions pretty serious here. We want to make sure everybody's safe and avoid any unnecessary tragedies. So that may hurt him. Right here, coming down to the last just over 35 seconds left of his run. Wondering what else he has in store for us. It's been pretty wild so far. And right here, some trouble. Does he have enough? Yes, he has enough momentum to save it and get back on all 4 tires. Phenomenal run. Nice sky wheelie. And what is this? Almost similar to what Megalodon was doing, but again, slamming into that wall. And that is what's going to hurt him. again, it's unfortunate, but it's a rule. And luckily, you know, at least in this season, World Finals included, we've only been, I guess, counting it as somewhat of a deduction or a point, you know, a penalty. But we're taking a look at his highlights here, that huge backflip. But possibility for season 2 is touching the wall, and we might just cut off your run altogether and kind of just shut you off to prevent any, you know, just in case something else happens or depending on the severity of it. But something we're looking into for season 2. Enough of that. Let's go ahead and see your score for Gravedigger and Kind of Fluffy. And an 8.527. I feel like those deductions really hurt him. From Whittier, California, it's Angel Garcia and Brutus. And this guy right here, and I'm sounding like a broken record, like always, but this guy right here is one we've all been looking forward to this season. Gravedigger and Gravedigger, the Legend of Firefly. Again, a phenomenal driver, highest freestyle average this season. But Brutus right here, definitely one of those trucks that throws down pretty well in freestyle. He kind of thrives in these situations. 2 freestyle wins on the season, both here in Death Valley. So that's really the main point here that we were trying to get across, is that both of his freestyle wins were in this location in Death Valley. So wondering if he can carry that luck here into World Finals. And nice skywheeler here. Thought he was going to go for a backflip, as that jump is perfect for it. But honestly, it's great for soaring up in the sky, just like Gravedigger and Kind of Fluffy did, getting that huge backflip, which I still can't get over. That was just amazing. But Brutus here, and kind of falling back. And let me take a second here as he's stuck into sidewalls. Already had a fantastic save and best trick, and another one here in freestyle. But going back to Kind of Fluffy and Gravedigger, that score, I mean, it was an incredible score, but I feel like what hurt him a lot, and I mentioned this already, was hitting those walls, those point deductions. And right here, Brutus, look at this, trying to save the truck, almost similar to what happened in Best Trick, but still very close, and managed to save the truck. So 40 seconds left in his run. But going back to Kind of Fluffy and Gravedigger again, those penalties for hitting the barriers, hitting the walls, I mean, they're gonna hurt you. They're gonna hurt you pretty bad. So right here, going for a different approach. Angel Garcia just trying to get something different, something unique, and he could use a little more wow factor in this run. Definitely a great run, but could use just a little more to spice it up a bit. 15 seconds left. Wondering what he has in store for us for the last few seconds of his run. Hard hit, sending him in an angle, but no trouble whatsoever. And looks like he's going to end it with some donuts here. Honestly, probably the best case scenario here, as there wasn't really much time to hit anything else, but he's going to keep going. Round and around he goes, and he is done. So that's it for Brutus and Angel Garcia. Taking a look at a replay here. Honestly, a great run, but is it going to be enough? Did it have enough momentum? Did it have enough wow factors in this run to take the lead? Daniel Murray is sitting pretty in the hot seat and is loving it right now, but is this going to be the one to dethrone him? Taking a look at the score for Angel Garcia, it's an 8.469. From Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, your World Finals 1 Best Trick Champion and Tour Blue Champion, Steel Titan in the Black Pearl. And already with a championship under his belt, almost took fastest qualifier, almost took racing, and one of the closest races, the closest race we've seen all season. And it came to be crowned the Best Trick Champion. And right here, some huge air similar to Megalodon, clearing that jump there off the center pod, going straight into a backflip. And I'm sure he's hoping to come out on top with a second championship. Again, freestyle, unfortunately, not on his side this season, so he's really going to have to pull out all the stops and give it his all, just like Daniel Murray and Northern Nightmare. Unfortunately, went winless in the freestyle category, but definitely has what it takes to get this championship. But he's just going to have to, again, he's going to have to outdo Daniel Murray and come out with everything and anything possible to wow the crowd, wow the judges. But so far, so good. Nice run. Pretty great momentum. Right here, some trouble, a little bit of a slowdown, but that's not a big deal. He's going to continue the run. Slowing down a bit, wondering what he's going for low. He's going for a reverse flip off the container, and he's going to get it perfectly and then combo it with a short wheelie. Not sure if he was going to try to do what he did in Best Trick, but he's going to follow it up with a huge air and a wheelie. He's just whipping that truck around. I just love it.
See if he can get a slap wheelie here and almost a front flip. Not quite the spin that he needed. But it was probably the safe bet to hit the throttle there to balance the truck out. And he's going for the double flip. So amazing move by Black Pearl and Steel Titan. So he's trying right now. He's pulling out things that he's never done before. In freestyle, definitely coming with a different approach. And so far, fantastic momentum. Great moves. Going into some donuts now. 20 seconds left in his run. So he's coming after Daniel. And he's, it's going to be tough because Daniel did pull out an amazing run, but he's going to go for it. He's going for it now. Last few seconds left. Whipping it around the containers and balancing on that front tire. And right there, he's going to end the run there. So, is this going to be enough? A phenomenal run. Great air right there, right off the bat. Just huge air across the stadium. And then going straight into the backflip. Getting that reverse flip right here. The double backflip off the container. Nice donuts here. And again, just a phenomenal run all the way around. But is it going to be enough? Whipping that truck off the container. But your score for Steel Titan and the Black Pearl is a 9.303, just shy of taking the lead. From Tomball, Texas, your final competitor of the day, Arcanine 59 in Dragon. And it's time to see who our World Finals Freestyle Champion is going to be. Black Pearl was just shy of taking it away from Daniel Murray. Just shy, but Dragon and Arcanine 59 is the final competitor here. And he is definitely one that has more than what it takes to take that lead away from Daniel. They constantly had a back and forth all season for that second place spot, and Dragon was ultimately victorious in the end to take that second place spot away from Daniel. So, can he take the freestyle lead here and ultimately the championship away from Daniel, or will Daniel be the first freestyle champion of the Showdown Champions League? So far, great momentum for Dragon. Going into a dangerous area here. Slowing him down a bit, that's going to kill his momentum, but as long as he can continue the run with something, follow it up with something great right here, a beautiful sky wheelie. Some trouble, nice save there. And Dragon, or excuse me, and Daniel, I'm sure he's sweating bullets right now because this is it. This is what we've all come down toward. This is all what we've been waiting for. I'm so excited right now. I'm at a loss for words. Nice air by Dragon Arcanine 59, hard landing on the front end, but going to combo it with a short wheelie and continue the run. It was great, or smart, for him to end it shortly there to avoid any penalties for hitting that wall. Right here, slap wheelie. Can we get a front flip? We will get a front flip. Combo it with a back flip. Yes! Calling it before it happens. Almost some trouble there, but managed to save it. 30 seconds left in his run. And he just needs a few more wow factors here to really get it going here. And an awkward flip. No, and he's landing on the lid. He's leaving 20 seconds on the clock. Dragon ending the run early, so he will face a deduction for that. So is it going to be enough? Or is Daniel your champion right there? It was just an awkward flip. I don't know what happened. The back end just flipped up very awkwardly for him. An unfortunate flip for Dragon that ended up on his roof. That beautiful front flip here, but right here, that back end just caught it kind of awkwardly. But Dragon, your score for Arcanine 59 is a 7.451, meaning Daniel, the Fireball Murray in Northern Nightmare, is your World Finals 1 Freestyle Champion here in Death Valley. Taking a look at the leaderboards after the fact, your top three being Northern Nightmare, Black Pearl, and Blue Thunder. Phenomenal runs all the way around from everybody. Unfortunately, there were some penalties, but it is what it is. It's the name of the game. Those are the rules, but we will continue with crowning an event champion. Of course, this isn't a title, but yet more so bragging rights, and your event champion is Steel Titan in the Black Pearl with 52 points. Max D was just behind him with 50, and these two, the tour champions, you wouldn't expect any less, almost ran away with this competition as a whole. But to round up our winners from World Finals 1, from Daytona Beach, Florida, Nova Strider and Crush Station, your last chance qualifier winner. From Paragould, Arkansas, your Tour Violet champion and your World Finals 1 racing champion, Matt Johnson in Max D. From Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, your Best Trick champion, Tour Blue champion, and event champion, Steel Titan in the Black Pearl. And from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Daniel, the Fireball Murray in Northern Nightmare, your World Finals 1 Freestyle champion. So thank you all so much to everybody this season. I can't wait to see you in Season 2. Thank you
Alright, what is up everybody? Project Rod here.
What's going on, everybody? Project Rod here. What's going on, everybody? Project Rod here.
Here to finish off both finals with an encore is the man himself driving an oldie but a goodie, Project Rod and Excalibur.